And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com. Hail Marys, 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall, great bathrooms. There's not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games. Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. They're located on the main drag through Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks. They get a brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest beer around, but they do so in 32.8-degree frosted glasses. And you can get, while you're there, in one of those 32.8-degree frosted glasses, an ice-cold Cincy Light. So make sure you stop by, see our good friends at Hail Marys in Cheviot. All right, Aaron, here we go, live from the Cincy Light Studios. I don't know if you saw the tweet that I had today. I know you had a pretty hectic day.
Been a day.
But, Saturday, they are...
I saw the cans. Yeah, I did see the cans. Yeah.
Light. Let's show you right here on screen.
And it's got what, Jimmy... Is that Jimmy Nippert?
Jimmy Nippert. Yep, Jimmy Nippert for the 100th anniversary of Nippert Stadium. There you go. You'll be able to get those Saturday at Nippert Stadium as the Bearcats take on West by God, Virginia. All right, it was Tuesday. We were on campus. We'll talking about Talkin action. Got to take in practice. I will say, I think the biggest news, they look healthy. There was one starter in a yellow or orange or whatever jersey, but that starter was out there the entire time. Looks like they will be ready to go. Luke Kandra was back out at practice, full go, after being on crutches and looking questionable in Colorado. Gavin Gerhardt was out there as well. So it looks like pretty much all systems go as they head into this final stretch of 4 games to end the season. I'm sure we'll get to the question when we get there, but 2 bye weeks. I mean, if you can avoid major stuff, 2 bye weeks is pretty big for surviving a college football season relatively healthy.
Yeah, just covered 2 of my points.
We'll get to it. You can make them still. Go ahead.
Start off with Coach Scott Satterfield, as we always do. Said that last week was a rest week, and it's good to get the health better. Shocker. Said there are no easy games in Big 12 football. I mean, we saw that evidence last weekend. Everyone lost. Also, both Gerhardt and Kandra are headed trending in the right direction, I think is the wording he used. I didn't know they actually practiced today, so good to hear. Said that they have to be great at stopping the run this week. West Virginia can obviously run the ball really well. Said that they started running last year and haven't stopped since. I think he was referring specifically to the game against Cincinnati. But he said that the team has done a great job this season in taking each game by itself. They haven't gone back and dwelled on a loss or a win, and they don't look ahead past the next game. So he also said he doesn't talk to the marketing department a whole lot, nor does he have any power in scheduling these nip at noon games. But he was asked specifically about the marketing team and this nip at noon thing.
He said, I don't talk to them. I don't
Nor
talk
should
to the
he.
marketing team.
Nor should he. Obviously, they want to bowl as a goal, but they still have bigger goals. And with 4-2 being a real possibility, they're still in the race, especially with Iowa State, Kansas State, both being on schedule, both having lost a game. Anything can happen. Both West Virginia backs are great and know how to hit holes. The defense is going to have to swarm and play 100 miles an hour on defense. That's fast anywhere in the country.
I mean, technically 22 miles an hour is like really fast. So if you get to 100, that's pretty good.
It's very fast. They said that there were 3 or 4. He said there were 3 or 4 routes that they ran against Colorado that could have been there. When asked about what they saw on tape and how Sorsby can get better and just going forward against West Virginia, but practice was good. He said Sunday was very good, and they're looking forward to Sorsby being improved. Colorado has different defensive backs. Let's be real.
Yeah. I do like the fact that like they can openly talk about without this sense that like Sats throwing Sorsby under the bus or like they can talk about, yeah, there were a couple routes or a couple plays where like the read should have been here and you were over here and you didn't get back to it, or like I think that's when we talk about like what has been a little bit different. I haven't noticed him like scanning the way that he did at the beginning of the year, like as frequently. It felt like at the beginning of the year, like you could see him like deliberately in the pocket, like going through the progressions. And I don't think I've noticed it as much over these last couple games.
I think he was seeing the field better. I think I'd agree with that. I think that, look, when you start getting hit, it changes the way you see the field. Let's be completely honest. And
you're in the middle of the season, like you're.
He's been banged up.
One of the. Yes.
Both of his thumbs have been banged up. So you start seeing some things differently when you start getting injured, when you start trying to make up for whatever defense you're going against. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different.
I mean, I might be alone on an island on this one, but as he is maturing, as he's becoming a more veteran quarterback, I also wonder how much Aaron, like in the middle of a season, like as you know the offense better, you're predetermining, I know this play, I know what's worked on this play, take the snap, get like, you know what I mean? Like you're in your mind where in the beginning of the season, you're still kind of finding a comfort level, finding a rhythm with everything. So maybe you're like progressing through your reads a little bit more. Whereas you get through the season a little bit more, now you're thinking, I know how this, I see something and I'm going to that no matter what. Instead
you're also building rapport at that point. Early in the season, you're also building rapport with all of your receivers, right. And by now you've found your comfort blankets. And so
that's what I'm getting at. Like when the ball is hiked, you kind of, even if you don't know, you subliminally like, this is where I'm going to Maze on this one, or I'm going to X on this one, or this is a play for Royer, and you're doing a little bit less of, maybe scanning the field and being a little bit more open to that third route or that fourth route coming open. That's just a thought.
Well, I hope he gets back to where he's uncomfortable. Colorado might do that to you.
They might.
Satterfield also mentioned that West Virginia tries to put you into a lot of shifts and motions. Defensively, they try to make you fundamentally sound, and this team's going to have to cut out mental mistakes. Said that things could be simplified for West Virginia as trying to make things easy in transition for a team since they mid-season have just switched their defensive coordinator.
I mean, they're going to have the same base. Like he said, they're not changing. They're not all of a sudden they were in a 3-3-5 all year and now they're going to go like
4-3.
4-3. Right. Like, they're going to be doing the same stuff. But he's right in the fact that what you're going to see is you're going to see some different patterns. You're going to see some different calls, some adjustment in the way that they operate play to play, I guess is the best way to
tendencies will be different. Said that watching film from last year just left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and they're pretty much doing everything differently this year. Everything. I mean, you can start right at the very beginning with a whole different defense. Offensively, they're going to be they have an entirely different look than last year's offense. So just everything is different from last year, including Jared Bartlett being on this team as opposed to West Virginia. They're excited that Bartlett is here this year, and Satterfield said they really haven't talked about it much. Sorsby apparently was a little bit more open in that conversation with Bartlett, but said that he is. This was probably my favorite quote by Satterfield the whole press conference. Said that he is surprised by a lot of stuff that happens over the course of a game. Said the quiet part out loud without getting. I don't think he said anything there that he's going to get in trouble for, but we all knew what he was talking about. And he wasn't talking about just things that happen in the course of the game. He's talking about some specific things that happen in the course of a game. Maybe some of those things being calls from the guys wearing the striped shirts. Said that Royer is still learning. He is still getting better at blocking, and just his overall game continues to improve week after week. And then he mentioned, I thought this was interesting, said that in the second half, they want to occupy the clock if they are up if they, in score. They want to continue to have those long drives, but also we have to finish those drives. And he's aware of that. It's just a matter of calling the right plays, I guess.
It's a big part of it. I mean, those, 13 play, 8-minute drives are effective in that they are keeping the ball away from the opponent. But they don't mean nearly as much if you get 0. And
you're only up one score in the fourth quarter.
Right. Or, you middle of the third quarter, you have a chance to go up 3 scores and you don't do it. Now that 2-score game becomes a 1-score game on the next drive. And then, like you said, fourth quarter, you're up 1 score. Like, it's a cumulative, they, I think, have been better than we have stored in our brain in the second half, in that they've moved the ball and they've run successful offense. But if it doesn't result in points, then you're leaving yourself wide open to the opponent coming back and running you down.
All right. And that's all we got on Satterfield. Got a lot to get through as we're already 12 and a half in. Brendan Sorsby said that he had time during this bye week to get the body back right, more prep, more film. Also, we mentioned both thumbs were messed up, but says they're both good now. We'll see. I don't expect him to ever admit to having an ongoing injury. Just saying. No athlete should. So he has to find ways to get Xavier Henderson the ball. Said that's on him, on himself, just as much as it's on anyone. He loves taking ownership. He's got this quarterback talk thing down. So he has to find ways to get Royer the ball, same as anyone. Still feels great turning around and giving the ball to Kiner. Needs to give guys a chance, especially in man coverage on those like 50-50 balls and things of that nature. Doesn't think that he's been giving his guys enough of those chances to go up and get it. With overthrows, throwing short, different things that have happened over the course of the last couple of weeks. Said it was nice to have a week of relaxing and chilling out. He watched a ton of football. He wasn't able to get home to Texas, but said anybody can beat anybody in this conference. That's again exemplified by this past weekend. And he says he's never anxious. He's never what he would call anxious. He likes to take a nap when waiting for a late start of a football game. So, Jake Golday said that whatever quarterback starts, it's a mobile quarterback. Doesn't really matter. One's left-handed, one's right-handed. Either way, they are able to run around to either scramble for yardage or get open to make a pass. Said that he feels he is back to 100%. Credits Nico and the training staff there for just all the work that they've put in on him all season, all off season, all of that. Says that he has gotten way more press coverage here than at Central Arkansas. He did maybe a post-game radio interview, and that was about the extent of it at Central Arkansas. He's gotten plenty of FaceTime here. He's just becoming a name people know, even casuals for this.
He's getting pretty good at it.
Yeah. Said that he relaxed during his time off, made his first trip to Kings Island. said that both backs for West Virginia are dynamic, but they definitely have different styles. One running more north to south, one kind of being the scat back type.
Thunder and lightning.
Sure.
Aaron.
Whatever.
That's what they always call that, right? If you got one slow back and one fast back, thunder and lightning.
Well, didn't they have back in anyway, whatever, West Virginia?
No, that was lightning and lightning. Noel Devine and Steve Slayton and Pat White. That was
Pat
lightning.
White. Yeah.
It was all lightning. It was all lightning. There's no thunder to any of that. Oh, they had the dude, the crazy fullback that used to hit himself in the head with the helmet. Remember that?
Nope, I don't remember that one. I remember all three of those other names with Noel Devine, Steve Slayton, and Pat White. Man, but said that obviously you want to win this game, but he knows they also want to win out. Weird. Sure. Said that they have to stay consistent, do their jobs every day. Said the goals are still there after watching losses this week by Iowa State and Kansas State. The team is very aware that everything is still up for grabs. Two bye weeks. It was nice to reset, rest, and recover. All the R's there. And then he likes to watch TJ Watt and Cincinnati's own Luke Kuechly, to try and model his game in that regard.
He got asked about that after the fact, if he was aware of where Luke Kuechly was from.
Okay.
No, actually, I did remember reading something or seeing like a story that was done on him that mentioned he was from Cincinnati.
Cool.
So he was aware.
And then I watched tight end coach Josh Stepp. It seems Keegan is angling to be writing about Joe Royer, but Royer did a really good job at being a tough tackle at Colorado. Royer has also grown in every area, maybe more mentally than anything, which I think honestly is probably should have been a focus, if nothing else, because the kid's been through a lot, truthfully.
Hasn't had an easy go of it.
No, God, no. He said that Gavin Grover has been taken under Francis Sherman's wing, and Gavin Grover has been a sponge under both Joe Royer and Francis Sherman. Said that patience in his role for Gavin Grover actually has been huge for that tight end room. Because I can only imagine how frustrating it would be to take take the snap count that he's getting and burn a red shirt as a true freshman, when you could argue that maybe that wasn't necessary, but it's been just part of his role. So said that this is obviously the biggest game of the year right now until the next game, as they are going to be defending Nip in one of their last two home games. And obviously everyone's aware they're still in the race. I think everyone who has had a microphone in front of them made mention of the fact that they are still in this race.
It's clearly what they talked about Sunday at the meeting.
Sure. As well you should. You need to know that your goals that you have are definitely still within reach, tangible reach. It's not just a pipe dream.
Right. You're not 2-5 going, we can get there. No, you can't.
Right.
Right.
Oh, if everything falls into place the right
way.
No. This is still real. And especially when you're playing Iowa State and Kansas State after this, that's even more realistic.
If everybody loses all of the rest of their games,
even though they're all playing each other,
how that works.
And then said that Sorsby said Sorsby continues to remind people about Kelsey's record, but Royer doesn't care. He just wants to win.
Gotta love it.
That's talking for you.
Just a good old West Sider, GCL, tough, hard-nosed, physical kid. Doesn't care about the records, Aaron. The team. That's how they teach him over there on the West Side.
Maybe not TEAM, because that hasn't been going real well for those people up north. Just saying.
That's fair. All right, that's the nightcap. Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, live to tape from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!